joke I do on the thing.
When I was 19, I used to go around with a slingshot. My boy had a slingshot. We would go and we would break bus terminal windows on Francis Lewis Boulevard, and we would just fucking shatter bus terminal windows. If I was a 19-year-old kid right now, I'd be at the protest fucking breaking windows of police precincts.
Dude,
That's
when
what
I
they
was
do.
19, I was fucking lending fucking janitors $800,000 to buy their dream home on Long Island.
And now they're dead in the streets.
So
what? Who cares?
So if I come to you right now, let's go back. You're a mortgage broker in Long Island. I meet you in a diner, which is you call your office.
The Imperial Diner in Freeport, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, you go.
We got to make it real.
Yeah.
So it's the Imperial Diner in Freeport on Merrick Road.
Yeah, you say meet me at the office, and I hear you hang up.
We'll spill hot coffee on you by mistake and look at you and go.
Yeah. And when you tell me to meet you at your office, I hear the clang of a payphone when you hang up.
Yeah.
And so I meet you at your office. I come in. I say, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you, Mr. Dillon. Me and my wife just got married. I'm a comedian. I saved up about $80K. She wants to live. We're having a baby.
Here's your
wants
Mr.
to live on the
Pappas.
island. You got
Mr. Pop, I'm very glad.
Can I get a loan?
Not only can you get a loan, but let me tell you something.
Yeah.
How much of that $80K are you prepared to spend on the property?
I don't know, Mr. Dillon. I'm a pretty conservative guy. I saved every single dollar from my more recent shows.
How much are you prepared to spend?
Hold on, let me go into Maurice's brain.
No. Of that $80,000, how much would you like to spend? Are you willing to spend all of it?
I'm willing to spend about 60 or 70 of it.
Mr. Pappas, guess how much of that 80 you're gonna have to spend?
How much?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. You're not gonna spend anything because let me explain something to you. Sit down. The wife is lovely. Would you like a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. Can
Mr.
I get
Pappas.
Can I get pancakes while I'm here?
Yeah, you can get anything. The bricks and sticks of your house.
Yeah.
Appreciate. The frame, the land. They appreciate and value. You know what your money does in your house for you, Mr. Pappas? It does absolutely nothing. You know what the wealthiest people do with real estate, Mr. Pappas? A lot of them finance it. Why? Because your mortgage is your only tax write-off. It is the only write-off. It is your only fucking weapon against the federal government. The larger the loan you take, the better it is for you financially. And you take that $80,000 and I'm not wrong, by the way, and you put, well, I'm a little, and you put it in tax-exempt securities like Roth IRAs. Mr. Pappas, you maximize the amount of tax-exempt retirement accounts that you put your money in with that $80,000. You make it work for you. You do not sink it into a house. Yes or yes? So the reality is this. We're taking the biggest loan possible. Debt, Mr. Pappas, will set you free. Now sign this piece of paper for Christ. And at that point, you and your wife are crying.
Yeah.
And then we sign papers, and you go die.
But how do you get the loan from the bank? They're
Well,
giving them away.
back in the day, what are we doing? We're talking about now or back in the day?
No, back in the day.
Yeah,
Back in the day, I go to the bank. I said, Kelly, we got one. And Kelly, I said, Mr. Pappas and his wife Brittany's from Long Island. They want to go buy a piece of marble hunk of shit. And Kelly has got Coke running down her nose from last night. She's got a fucking double tall non-fat latte from Starbucks non-fat. She's not kidding anyone. And she nails it down and she says, she makes all the paperwork look like it should look. And then my little shitty bank, which was called Franklin First or New World Mortgage or the Mortgage Zone or the Funding Hut or whatever it is, we send our paper to a fucking even bigger and as similarly shitty bank like a Long Beach Mortgage or a New Century Mortgage or an Argent. And those banks were doing backdoor deals with JP Morgan, Citigroup. So those banks were underwriting the paper to the middle grade banks that were lending money to the dirtbag brokerage operating out of a van places that I worked. Okay?
Right.
So when this all, you ever played a game of hot potato?
Yeah, it's an orgy, yeah.
So when everything goes wrong,
You pass it around.
we're passing it around. And
Yeah.
then by the time you sign your mortgage, by the time you get your first bill, because the other benefit, Mr. Pop, is you don't pay for 2 months.
Right.
For 2 months, you don't pay.
But
That's
are you
two-
sure I'm going to be able to afford this mortgage? My stand-up comedy career is up and down.
Mr. Pappas, I have watched your stuff. I think you're a genius.
Thank you.
Y'all that I think I'm leaving TikTok.
No.
I've enjoyed all the friendships. And
Thanks for turning the volume up. Background.
Some dramas going on that
No,
Really,
don't leave.
really cool
I didn't
video.
even know you were allowed to be on. I don't even have one. I didn't know you were allowed to be on it if you were over 19. Like I had no idea that there were 60-year-olds leaving TikTok.
Oh, there are.
Like emotionally
making an announcement.
You're like emotionally going. I have made a lot of friendships here. It's like that's illegal. That's against the law. What do you mean you've made a lot of friendships here?
Right.
What are you talking about? I mean,
We had been
Yeah.
day drinking in Florida, visiting
Yeah.
my family, and we saw these little kids, like 5th graders,
yeah.
by the pool in this place, and we walked in on them, and they were choreographed. And we're like, "What are you doing?" And we've been drinking,
Right.
And they're like, "Oh," and they're in their school uniforms. They're like, "We're
Right.
making a TikTok," and we both were like, "We're on TikTok," and they were like, "Oh, okay." These are like 10, 11-year-old
They think
girls.
they're gonna get kidnapped.
And then they're like, "What's your handle?" And I was like, I've spelled it out for them. And then as we walked out, I realized that the last one I had posted was me pulling my nipples and going like that. But I was like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go.
We gotta get out of here." You know. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's like old people have Facebook. That's
Yeah.
where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you go to scream
Yeah.
into the void, talk about your knee operation.
Yes.
Talk about Donald Trump. Talk about dead animals. Talk
Scream
about
into the void.
I
is
mean, that's
accurate.
what it
It
is.
is.
That's what you're there. That's what it's for.
COVID, a broken ankle.
She comes
Last night she said I had an overwhelming amount of pressure. There was no real sickness. It was
Okay.
just an overwhelming amount of pressure that needed to be relieved.
Yo, the worst part is the video. She's like, "Don't worry, I'll relieve you from the pressure." And Mike's like, "Yes, thank you, nurse."
Yeah.
So robotic. No idea.
It's like someone's holding a gun to his head. They're like,
Yeah.
"Role play, bitch." Thank
You have to
nurse.
get better at it.
Yes.
You have to get better.
You ever
Yeah.
do the RPG stuff, the role playing?
Well, that's
No, I think
have you ever
I think-
used an
I think-
RPG in the
No,
bedroom?
I think when someone's hooking up with me, they're always pretending I'm someone else.
Got
so
it.
I always imagine they're doing a role play in their head because their eyes are closed and a lot of times they're screaming. No, I've never. I'm not into like role playing. I think it's just hot enough. I'm like, I'm me, you're you.
Got it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good enough. This is fun enough. And I'm also bad. Like I would want to be something that I'm believably not.
What,
You
for
know?
example?
You know, I just want to be. I'd want to be a sport, like in sports or a fight. Like it would be ridiculous.
A
Like,
fighter.
I'm like a fighter. I'd be like, I'm a boxer, and they go, no, you're not. You're not. No. So I'll do like a realistic role play where I'm like a manager at a
Burger King.
Yeah, at an Islands Burgers and Shakes. I'm a manager.
Great restaurant.
Great. And I'm a manager and you're a waiter who's going to be fired. And, and it's just and it's always sexual harassment. All my role plays are, I'm committing a felony
Right.
in my head. So that's why I stay away from it. Cause I'm like, this is an abuse of power. This is not good. So I try to just stay away.
look, Tim. Joe Rogan says you're a national treasure.
He also said the vaccine for coronavirus was freshly fallen snow. So I love him to death, but he says a lot.
Yo, he really does. He also said Connecticut. He also said Connecticut is
Yeah.
simply a highway between New York and Boston.
Every other day he talks to
hurt
me.
your
He's like,
feelings?
vitamin D
A
cures
lot.
COVID. I'm like, I don't know, but all right. So I'm just taking vitamin D, no mask, thinking I'm good. So I'm going to drop dead on his advice. I love him to death. Just feel the pressure because they're looking at other people in their orbit and they're like, yeah, okay. And it's like the Greta Thunberg girl. There's people that are like, she's so great, but they're also on private jets. Like these are people that take private jets and they're like, this girl's great. And listen, she made some valid points, but she was a little creepy. It was a creepy speech. I don't know if you saw it. It was creepy. It was odd.
Unfortunately,
I've watched
don't
it.
know how much we could talk.
I've watched it
about
5 to 10
Yeah,
times.
it was too much. So the normal reaction to that from a human being that just turned on their TV was like, what? Like, yeah, okay, but is she okay? Like that was a normal reaction.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? She's like, my childhood. You're like, this is very odd, I wanted her to go the full thing and just start throwing out conspiracies. You killed Jeffrey Epstein in the cell. And then you come to us and ask us. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, now it's getting good.
Some are saying she's like a plant of
I
some
don't know,
sort.
man. I don't listen. Here's the deal.
Others are
I did
saying
a
that
video.
she's actually Gollum
I
from
did
the Lord of the Rings.
I did it. Well, that's. I did a video on Instagram and I put it out on Twitter.
I'm
where
gonna
I
have to cut that.
I just did I pretended to be an agent for like these kids, and it wasn't making fun of these kids. It was just making fun of agents.
Yeah.
Like the idea that you'd be an agent for a child activist, and you just represented all these people. It's like, can you get David Hogg on the phone? We sent 30 pairs of sneakers to his dorm. I need this guy. Because this agent who was like, Malala went with a competitor. You haven't heard her name in 2 years. Then it was like, Malala, you got to come out as non-binary if you want heat now. No one cares about landmines, honey. Nobody gives a shit about clean water. It's about guns and climate, So there are people behind these. Doesn't mean the kids are wrong. There's people behind them. There's a machine. It's the way it is.
Do they build them or do they see opportunities and then promote them?
I don't think anybody needs to get built. I think people show up. It's like, listen, people get cast. Think about it like a movie, right? People get cast in a role, but how many people show up wanting the role?
And it was just this really depressing time. And it was, the saddest, sales guys are supposed to have money, confidence.
Yeah.
We had none of that left. We'd been broken, beaten down and broken. And the dude who was kind of the head of the operation was this drunk named Bob. Bob had lost his license for a DWI, so we had to take turns driving him home. He was our boss.
Everyone had to take shifts.
Yeah. And when you have to drive and he would fall asleep because he'd drink all day at Chili's, and then he'd fall asleep on the way home in your car, and then wake up like at a stoplight to just deliver a cryptic message. Like he'd be like, and then he'd wake up and go, "We're in big trouble. I'll tell you that much. We're in big trouble." And you'd go, "What?" And then he'd go, "No, make a left at Park Avenue." And so he would just deliver these cryptic messages. This is how that company started. You want to hear how that company started? I pitched this as a show and nobody bought it. Are they fucking nuts, Sickler?
Yeah.
So here's what happened. This is how the company started. This guy, Bob, was a high-level guy and a major mortgage lender in Long Island. He's a CFO. He sees that this company is going to kind of crumble. He sees the writing on the wall. It's like, we're in trouble. We're holding on to a lot of bad debt. This thing's just going to go. It's going left. We got to get out. So he pulls his buddy. His buddy and him, instead of evacuating the business, right? This is such a Long Island fucking thing. They go, we're going to do it the right way. We have all this know-how. We're going to put together a small company. We're going to do it the right way. So they go up to this guy's house upstate, which is partially done. They're getting sauced. They're talking about the new company they're going to have. Whoever this other guy is, I don't know, falls through a second floor that's not completely done and dies.
No.
Dies.
Come on. While they're up there talking about this shit?
Correct. Instead of abandoning the project, Bob then walks around at his funeral and goes, "I just want to let you know I'm going to open the company for your father. He was a good man. He believed in tight lending standards. We're going to open this company." The underwriting, it was
at the
company started in death.
Yeah.
It started in death. And so I worked there for about a year and a half. Very sad Christmas party. Very, very sad.
I'll bet, yeah.
Very sad. It's just that, like, most outdoor things are not
Horrendous.
ideal. They're not ideal.
Look, here's the thing, though. When I went and did the outdoor shows with cars, it was very weird for the first, 5 minutes. It was like they're honking. I was like, this is awful. I hate this.
But I don't want to.
5 minutes in, I was fucking like, I get it. Okay, I know what to do.
But we have evolved. It's called podcasting. I don't want to perform for cars. I can just be funny for an hour or 2 hours a week.
Well, your fan base
on
doesn't
the
have cars.
internet. Man, I'm sorry my fan base isn't my other celebrity friends. I apologize. I apologize. Jennifer Aniston and Sandra. Who are these people? It's over. It's over, ladies.
Explain to me TikTok. Is TikTok real?
Yeah.
Benton makes a very good point. People have 8 million followers on TikTok. The same person will have 100,000 on Instagram. What's happening?
Because everybody on Instagram is an old witch, like your friends. And on TikTok, everybody's just hot as fuck, and we don't care. And we don't care about old people and what they're about. We're about positivity and light and showing and being healthy and showing our dicks. That's what we're about. So I'm not upset at old school people.
What is the most important
like you
platform
and
right now?
Dan Rather.
According to you.
Most realtors are brain dead. And they amass these large fortunes by being brain, and it's the funniest because none of the interactions are real. None of the they're all he's like, you want it for 8, but it's gonna be for we're too far apart. It's really 9. But a lot of those real conversations are a realtor turning around and going, listen, being like, my client's trying to get out of China with his life right now. The World Bank, this guy, they want him for genocide. He poisoned a river, but he loves this infinity pool. He's going to get his money out here, but you got to listen. This guy, they want him for narco trafficking. He's coming, This is the Sinaloa cartel.
Let's
who
make a
owns both
deal.
of you. Yeah, let's go. You know, you need, and instead it's like, I like the windows. It's like, that's not it.
No, it's
that
not
ain't
it.
it.
Definitely
I'll
not.
tell you
This
that
guy has
much.
killed entire
Oh
families.
yeah, in New York
and he
City,
wants this apartment.
like all the people that own these houses are like Russian fertilizer magnets,
Oh, yes.
Chinese amusement park tycoons.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Now I bet you were a fucking savage. What did you do? Subprime mortgage seller?
I sold subprime mortgages because I believe in people and their ability to own homes. That's number one. And I was stopped from doing that by a totalitarian government who does not believe in people the way that I do.
So
sorry.
Would you tell people who are like, I don't know if I can afford this? You were like, dude.
By the way,
I'm looking at the
America
books.
is a country of thieves and criminals.
Yeah.
No one said I don't think I can afford. I love.
true.
By the way, I love that. That's such an innocent, great way to think about it.
Yeah.
Like there's someone on the phone where I'm like, hey, we could get you $300,000 Thursday, and they go like this. I don't know if I can afford it. No, it's America.
No.
Everyone's a dirtbag.
They're like, I can.
They're like, can we get it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Can we get it
Can I make
Wednesday
it
morning?
500?
Yeah. So it's actually not. I mean, I'm sure the predatory lending went on, things like that went
Yeah.
on, but the majority of people that I worked with were selfish scoundrels.
Yeah.
That wanted money.
Were you ever?
I gave them money.
Did you ever?
I bought a
get to-
subprime mortgage. I bought a house with a subprime mortgage.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you ever get to the like? Did you ever have somebody, whatever, who's I don't know the ins and outs of it, but applying, and you looked at their stuff and you're like, "There's no way we can give this guy anything."
Well, the worst one we had was a guy who was clearly like had dementia or didn't know where he was, and his son wanted to open up a strip club in Miami, and his son just took all the money out of his house, and we were sitting at the closing, and we're signing papers, and this old guy's like struggling to sign papers, and his son is like, "Keep signing, Daddy, it's almost over." And the closing attorney said, "I'm not really comfortable with this," and I'm like, "Yeah, it ain't great, but you know." I mean, at that point, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Vasquezes. But there again, it's a guy that came to me. He's like, my father's, you know, an old guy. I want to suck all the money out of his house and go open up a strip club. It's
Yeah.
like, all right.
How's that strip club doing?
You know, I don't know, Tom, but if I was a betting man, you know, I don't know.
I bet that's a great business.
I
though.
think
I
it is,
really do.
and
I love sales. I miss it, and
Yeah.
I love it. I love sitting in a room with uneducated people, calling people over the phone and trying to build an empire.
There's many live
They're going to be
markets still
closed down. They were cool. Like they were cool in the sense that you could walk by and you see like live octopus and stuff down in Chinatown. Now I think that's over. I actually think Chinatown in New York City is going to, you know, sadly, they are going to have a long, hard road back.
Yep.
Because not only are those markets probably going to have to close, but then I think a lot of people are just going to be nervous about going down there.
And look, I that's true.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, I don't think it's time yet to go like, what are all the like silver linings coming out of this?
Right.
I'm seeing a lot of rich Hollywood people be like, but it's so good for the environment. Like, okay, yes, but not yet.
Yeah, like
people are
I know
dying.
everyone's like, this dolphins are back in the canals in Venice. And it's like, that's great. My grandmother's burning.
50.
You know, we can't hold a funeral for my uncle. Oh, where are the swans? Where are the the swans are back in Venice.
A lot of people are going back to their grassroots of foods. I'm finding, you know.
Theo, you struggle a little bit with a little in England they call them a fag.
The cigarettes, Brendan?
Yeah, you struggle with that.
Yeah, the last fag I'm dealing with is in this room, and it ain't you, Timmy. I'll tell you that. Okay?
Hey, thank you so much.
Here's what I'm saying is, I don't even know what I'm fucking saying, dude. What is this Native American asking about?
What's up, gang? Listen, all right, I have a king instinct for y'all, okay? So doing my job, shout out Theo Vaughn in Nashville, but doing my job, I travel a lot. And with that, I miss out on a lot of family time, a lot of, you know, friend time, people that I know close, you know, that live back at home, and I don't get to spend any time with them. And I know you guys deal with the same shit, being that you guys go on the road and do shows, and it usually works out because it's better pay, right? So that's my question. Is it better just to stay home, find work, and just struggle if you have to, or is it better to travel, miss out on family time, but get better pay? Yeah, gang, buzz, nigga, buzz.
Gang, gang, play boys.
Depends
Well,
on your
let's start
family,
with we can
man.
start with Brendan here because Brendan's missed half of his children's life to be fucking performing in Boise next week. So what do you say, Brendan?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the pandemic made me realize I toured too much, man. So I cut it down to 2 weekends a month moving forward. I used to do 3 to 4.
Right.
But so I cut it down to 2, so I'm around my kids more. But Theo, you don't have to. I mean, you just own a fucking backpack, so you can tour all year long.
Yeah, that's true, man. You're right. I think what this guy is saying is, first of all, I like where this guy's at. This is the kind of guy you need help with. We don't need to be storming a Capitol. We need to storm AT&T. We need to storm fucking Dunkin' Donuts headquarters. We need to storm Zabara. We need to store tech is the new fossil fuels, guys. Okay, yeah. And so we need to be storming places that it hits them in the wallet.
God,
now this guy's question
PayPal.
is: should he work
insane,
or
dude.
raise his family?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry, I kind of diverted. What do you say there,
Well,
Tim?
that's his question. Should he work or
Yeah.
raise his family?
Yeah.
Well, I would think that he could, maybe both.
Yes. Find a happy balance.
I mean, that might be a good idea. Like this guy, I think he wants us to co-sign his decision of like just abandoning his family so he could fucking fix cell phone towers. I'm like, dude, you got to check in on the fam every now and then, you know.
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
chill out.
it's the craziest question I've ever heard. He's like, "Hey guys, I work a lot and I travel. I want to know, do I still have to talk to my family?" It's like, yeah,
I'm
dude.
putting up all these 5G towers, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my son in 3 years.
Yeah, do I technically have to like see and speak to my family? I mean, I have a job. Why would I? Yeah, dude, do both.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. That's a decent suggestion, Tim. Tim also, I just realized, looks like the Poseidon of fucking Key West, Florida right now. Which
Let me tell you right now, there's no
absolutely
place
love.
I'd rather be sitting there, eating a conch fritter, drinking a Don Julio Blanco, white tequila on the rocks, and just sitting there and talking about a marina that I wish I had the balls to burn down because they fucked me over on a boat slip. That's literally where I want to be. I would turn to somebody, I'd be smoking a cigarette, and I'd be like, they gave the last slip away. I said if I was more of a man, I'd go down there and I'd burn that fucking thing down myself. Sometimes we people are in pain all over the place, right? We know that.
Oh.
But there's also a lot of there was a lot of fun in that crack house.
I hear
there were a lot of positive people. I mean genuinely positive.
I know you mean this, though.
Genuinely,
mean
genuinely grateful and positive people. Like, there were people there that if you gave them a cigarette would act like you paid for their college. So to me, it's like, how bad can it be? Like, they were so... I just remember how happy, if you gave someone a cigarette, they would be happy. And it's like, I know people with oodles of money and fame that just can't...
Cubic foot
I
model.
can't wait till the first air conditioner I send. I'm deplatformed like right afterwards, and I call Mike. I go, dude, what happened? I just sent an air conditioner.
It was like a dual meaning.
You know who got Halsey pregnant?
I don't.
Me either.
Who is it? Are you saying it's me?
It's up in the air.
We've fucked a lot because I like her, the whiny nature of her, whatever she does, and but I'm dating Billie Eilish.
Oh, how's that
legal.
going?
Is she legal now?
She's legal, yeah.
How is it?
It's very sad. She's very moody, a little emo for my taste. It's a little sad and a little vegan for my liking.
Where'd you meet?
Where did we meet? I don't know, some seance. I don't know what she does. Have you seen the documentary about her? The documentary about her is like a horror movie where it's like dun, 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 and she's clearly very talented, but like the doc that's coming out about her now, it's like this horrific horror.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, everything's okay. You're doing well.
Yeah.
It's like that Dixie D'Amelio girl has that song, Sometimes I Don't Want to Be Happy. It's like, no, you're going to be happy. And you're going to be fucking happy now. 800,000 people a week are filing for unemployment. You're singing in a mansion. You're going to be happy or we're going to throw you in a volcano. I'm sorry, but I don't care. Well, money doesn't make you happy. Shut up. Like, You can't release a song during a pandemic and an economic collapse and go, sometimes I don't want to be happy. It's like, you gotta be happy.
It's relatable.
Bieber dropped Lonely.
Because you have you guys, and then you have people, you have like the people that eat cereal. You have the mukbang people. You have the people that open presents. I mean, I think there is a it is a Like, I look at what's on YouTube and I'm like, this is not good. Like, I see somebody opening a present and there's 30 million people that are like, I wish I had a present. I'm like, how bad is it out there? I watched a new documentary on influencers. It was on Hulu. It was called Jawline. And all these girls, you know the MagCon guys, like all the girls that were going to see them, I thought these girls just thought they were hot. But a lot of these girls, it was so sad. They're like, my mother works 3 jobs. I don't have a father. These are the only people that tell me not to kill myself. And I'm like, oh my, I was like so sad. I'm like, I had no idea how bad it was out there. I thought you just wanted to, you thought they were cute.
No, Taylor Kniffer is these girls' role model.
I thought they thought he was cute. They're like, they're the only people that say, don't cut yourself, go to school. I'm like, what is going on? So I don't know, man. I think it's there's a lot of trouble. We're in trouble as a country.
Yeah,
You know what I mean,
yeah, I think
we're in
so.
some trouble.
Is it just the country or is it the world?
No, it's everything. It's the whole planet, you know? But I mean, I get a view of this country. But yeah, the YouTube thing, there's like girls that are 800 pounds. Me and Ben the other day, my producer, just watched a very large woman eat a whole chicken.
Bones and all?
I don't know what she did with the bones. Great question.
How many views?
Hundreds of thousands. She's just a very large woman eating a whole chicken. I just try to understand, like, what's
going on? What's wrong with us?
Something's wrong, dude.
Are we fucked?
I don't know, but it ain't great. And if you go on YouTube, it's not great.
A part of that, or ever will be, and that's I need not even say that. But I just, it's not an area that I'm not going to be kept up at night by Bay Ridge, but I'm not kept up at night by where I grew up.
Right. Where do you want to? What keeps you up at night?
Sagaponack.
Yeah. Fifth Avenue.
Park Avenue.
Yeah. Beverly Hills, is that the Bronx compared to Meltdown?
No, I mean Beverly Hills. Yeah, I mean in terms of taste, yes, but there's some real money over there.
Yeah.
There's some real money over there. You know, Pollock's Path in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Keeps me up. One Hyde Park in London.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay. I just like to know. You know, I said to Ben, my producer, we were eating.
Who's on the hot seat?
Yeah, he's on the hot seat. He better figure it out.
Yeah, because homeless pimp's coming.
Pimp's coming. I'm going to take Pimp, and I'm not going to pay you, but you're going to meet Whitney Cummings. So the whole thing is, you're going to inject the Botox into Whitney Cummings' ass. Here's the whole thing, and it's better than money. So the
we're gonna release this, so we got.
I don't care. Yeah. She doesn't care. She's a comic. Okay, she's the only comic in LA right now, not in jail. R.I.P. Here's the point. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
he needs to. I have that wheelchair plug, but I think it's closer to Sarasota. I got to hit him back up about it. I was supposed to plug him up with that Dub C over there in Tampa. But.
Yeah, dude.
Your opener needs a wheelchair?
No, he did. He wanted to go out because he wanted to go to bars. Don't be ashamed after his surgery. He wanted people to wheel him around the bars, and then he got COVID because he's an idiot going out to bars or whatever. And I get it, but it's three weeks. He's still kind of tired and listless and shit. You know, but hey, man, that's what you get. That's what you get for not taking quercetin, which cures coronavirus, according to Joe Rogan. I called the doctor right after that, and the doctor said, there is no evidence of that. and he goes, that is very damaging information to spread. So he goes, I hope you're not telling that to a lot of people. I'm like, the guy who told me that is telling to tops 10 million people. It's not a big deal.
All right, one more Culture Corner submission.
God. I love that guy, dude. Hajime Mashite. Oh, nice. It's Japanese.
What up, King of the Stink? It's your boy Daniel, and I just want to say what's up to Theo, Brendan, Chappelle, Kat, Nick, Chin, the dude that sits in the other studio but never looks up at the camera like it's the hot chick from junior high school that I never even had the balls to smile at.
It's not Where was I?
Oh, yeah, the Culture Corner. Well, my dad was born in Mexico. My grandma barely spoke English. I barely speak Spanish, but somehow we make it work. If that's not the definition of culture, I don't know what is. I can already see myself in the Culture Corner. If you guys choose me to sit on the same couch that has grazed more butt cheeks than George Bush Sr., I'd be delighted. All I gotta say is gang gang, vatos locos forever.
Oh, Vatos Locos.
He's good with editing.
Yeah, that guy was great.
Yeah, he's really good with
Shout out to that Dustin Poirier episode.
He's really good, but it's boring. It's very boring. Like, I wanted to like him.
It's mind-numbingly boring, and I don't care.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for it to end.
So if he went to a Hollywood meeting, they'd go like this. They'd go, "Hey, thanks for coming in. Let us know what you're working on, and get the fuck out, because that was boring and a waste of everybody's goddamn time." Bring back that meth head fucking Tonto or whoever, because this guy sucked. Why'd you wait so long?
Yeah. Or
It's
like
like
we
weird.
knew. Well, it's also when someone
Or
comes
we
out.
knew,
It's
yeah.
like when Ricky Martin came out, and we were all like, "What?
Yeah. No one knew. Yeah.
How are you the last to know about this?"
Yeah, it's also like at this point, it's not even a thing. Like, it's not a huge. Like, we're so past gay now. We're on, like, we're past trans. Even we're in like another.
Remember 3 weeks ago when we cared about transgender?
Yeah, people in libraries. Remember that? It's like, should these drag queens be reading in the library? And now everybody's dead.
Like, remember libraries?
Yeah, now everyone's dead. Yeah, but that stuff will come back. Like that stuff will come back.
Libraries?
Like, well, no, drag queens. The petty stuff comes back. Like, I love, like, after every tragedy, everybody, they have the same thing. They go, you know what? This is really going to make us think about, like, what's really important. That's what it's about. And then 2 weeks after it, you're like, I ordered the Postmates an hour ago. So it's just the same thing. Like, I had this joke, which never worked, but it was right after the mass shooting in Vegas. And everyone was like, the most American people were the people that, risked danger to help others. And I was like, no, the most American people were the people that right after that shooting walked down to the front desk to complain about the noise. Go, it's a little loud last night, maybe a coupon for lunch. We've been coming here a long time. And quite frankly, a lot of sirens, I was like, that's the most American. So we will go back to petty. We have to.
Today's storyteller is a return guest, first time on video. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Dillon's on.
Thank you so much. Thank you
for coming back. Look who's at your mom's house, guys.
Yeah, I did it. I made it. I made it to the Mecca.
Officially in the studio,
and
guys.
it's how can you enjoy me without video? That's just translucent Irish skin blister up in real time in front of you. How could you possibly? But you hear my voice, and then you hear the tragedy of what I'll say. And then I think the physical just brings it all together to where people go,
rounds it
oh, yeah. Because that's what the show is, right? You want to hear sad things from sad people that make it funny. I mean, that's what the show is. It's an exercise in masochism.
It is.
And you bring people on, and they talk about their horrible lives. And, and some of the people you have on are successful, and some of the people you have on are like me that are just clawing. We're still clawing,
Clawing, bro.
And it's nice to watch people look at a lot of your guests and go, will they be people that I know in 5 years, or will they be dead in the street?
We should
And
play
that's
that
what
game,
I like
goddamn.
about, that's what this show really is. People are going, hey, I wonder if that guy will be a household name, or will they find him dead in a hotel room in Tampa? We don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
It's definitely Florida.
It's just what the show is. That's what the show is. The best version of the show is, let's bring these people on. We don't know if they're going to be successful. Statistically, it's a real uphill battle.
Kids are doing it when they're little. That might be an issue because they don't know yet.
Right. Yeah, if you're
who
a
they
certain
are.
age.
But
I think if you're a parent and you're going to allow your 8-year-old to get a sex change, you have to get it too.
That's
just what I would say. You also have to get
agree.
it.
Yeah, I mean.
And by the way,
you all three.
And by the way, they will. Don't make that the standard, because they will.
They'll get it because that's how psychotic.
Yeah,
they are.
because they'll be the most popular mom and daughter
I want to
team
support,
in Portland.
Yeah, I want to support everything my little daughter is going to do, but I have to admit that will be a little complicated and challenging a little bit if she starts saying, "Stop calling me Gianna. From now on, I'm G Dog."
Yeah.
Call me G.
I'm
Because
Gianna.
they always start with an acronym.
Is that
It's
what
like when they
is
switch.
that- are you going to name her? What are you going to name her?
I'm going to name her Gianna. Her name's
Gianna.
Gianna. Yeah, her
Very
name
pretty.
is Gianna. Yeah. And
I hope she becomes G Dog.
yeah.
I hope she starts.
That'd be great.
She's
Imagine
like,
that she's
refer
the
to me
new
as
she's on the
G-Dog.
podcast.
She's going to have a great life. I'm going to invite you guys up to the compound, right? You She's gonna sit on Uncle Timmy's lap. Uncle
Yeah.
Timmy's gonna tell her about the ways of mortgaging in the world.
Dude, the first time he ever met my daughter, he tried to sell her a pool.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked
yeah.
in, he was like, I got a beautiful in-ground
Well,
pool.
I told her, I said, your father's making a little coin, but let's be honest, you got to start getting proactive with him. And let's start, you know, if you want to call me to a few of his bank account numbers, let's do some experiments and we'll make him happy.
Yeah, my
We'll
daughter's
just
sitting there
make him money.
My daughter's sitting there with Elsie and Anna dolls like that. It was great.
By the way, I was either that or talk to, who was at that
Fucking
party?
Chris Farley's brother.
Yeah, I was like, let's move on. I like Kevin Farley, very
No,
sweet
I like-
guy.
I like Kevin Farley,
We love
too.
you, Kevin Kinnick.
Yes, yeah.
He's not
yeah.
watching this, Kevin.
Yeah, I hope not. He might be.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
really?
so many rats there now. Everyone's always
What's he
like,
doing instead? A movie? The point wasn't exciting.
I guess what I'm realizing about podcasting as I'm talking to you is I'm kind of shy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. This is hard for me to do.
Right. It's difficult because you're.
I like hiding behind a computer, writing the thing, giving it, and then doing the thing after it's been practiced for a long time.
Well, for the
Every
first,
time I leave a podcast, I have a complete nervous breakdown. I was like, that was terrible. I'm quitting podcasting.
Because when you're authentic, you're real. Everyone loves you. It's just like listen. Everyone's got to get used to it. It's very different, and I think that like for the first half of your career, the movies were silent. These were silent films. So you just had to look at someone and they knew what you were talking about. You didn't have to learn dialogue or anything. And then when they started doing color, they did color and you're like, oh my God, I'm in color. And then they did talking in the films, dialogue. You've seen all of these advancements happen. Now people have TVs in their home. Like you saw people get TVs in their home. In the beginning, you were on a show called The Shadow, which was a radio show, which was one of the top radio shows. And they would interrupt it every now and then when there was an announcement about the war. But you've gone through all of these things. And now you just have to learn how to be yourself. Now you're just back to.
Oh God.
What we're doing now is back to the basics.
It really is like a different world from where it was then. So I was kind
Like,
of
even if you were out and comfortable and everything
Yeah.
back then, it's still a different world in these last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, 100%. So I would meet people, but I wasn't like introducing anyone to my parents. And then I came out at 25.
To your parents
To
as
my
well?
parents, yeah.
Okay.
My mom was like, "Oh, I want grandchildren," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what you need." I'm like, back in the cage, and then, and
Oh my God.
and then my dad, typical boomer, was like, "Just make sure you take time to golf, son," or something.
So you just dropped that in.
Yeah, as long as he just didn't have to work more hours, I don't think it bothered him.
I think we have a gift for you.
Oh my God,
We have a fan here.
Oh wow.
No, an actual fan, like a rotating.
Yeah, I was just
same
about to
place
say.
I bought the air conditioner.
Jake, bro, do you have a gift?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we do have a gift. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, can we?
Is
can
it
we
a gun? Is this where I get killed?
Yes.
Don't. That's okay if it happens.
Like
but
the Joker.
Fight for the monetization.
Just as a preface, this dude has watched everyone from Mike Tyson to every single person that's been on the show walk into the show, and he messaged me today and he said, "Yeah, I'm hearing rumblings that Tim Dillon's coming on the show." I'm like, yeah, our homie Timmy D's been on before. Like we're friends with the guy. He's like, I have to get him something. I have to get him a gift. I'm like, Jake, what the fuck? Come on.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
He lives in the studio.
It's also a really
so much.
strange gift.
Before you leave LA, thought you could use
Dude, I appreciate this so much.
It's just an
Thank
envelope.
you so much. Oh, it's a gift certificate to Craig's. I fucking love Craig's. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love this. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate this.
And they just opened restaurants.
No,
right?
I appreciate this, and this is good.
Yeah,
this is
outdoor.
The amount of this is half of one appetizer, so I think that's very.
How much? I have to know.
$50.
Jake,
Yeah, at Craig's.
Jake.
At Craig's,
It's
it'll be.
Craig's.
That's
Hey, come
water.
on,
No,
stop,
I
stop.
appreciate it. Listen,
Leave the kid
I
alone.
do listen. This is very nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I
love Craig's.
He shorted GameStop
I
last
love
week.
Craig's.
He lost everything he had.
I'm like, yeah, it's not a lot. And somebody goes, he's homeless. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. He lives in a tent outside this house. He's doing something nice for you. I'm like, well, God, thank you. No, thank you, dude.
Tim, how are you feeling, man? Do you think it's a coincidence Trump gets banned from Twitter and social media and you get banned from Airbnb?
I was banned from Airbnb. I went to an Airbnb in the desert. Two lesbians had put together an Airbnb with furniture that no one could sit on, right? Like art pieces. But like I had fat people with me, so they couldn't sit in the chairs
or anything. We all had to just stand out there in the middle of the desert. It was really embarrassing. And we left some dishes in the sink. That's all we did. Didn't break anything. I mean, look at this. Look at that. That's what you had to sit on. Every piece of furniture like sodomized you as you sat on it. Like that's how fucked up it was. Look at that. That's a chair. It's ridiculous. So then these lesbians, I threatened to kill them. I texted them. I said I was going to burn down your house. They said, "Are you threatening me?" I said, "Let's just see what happens." I then texted them. I said, "Let the games begin, ladies. You have no idea who you're fucking with." Then Airbnb kicked me off.
Now, did they file a formal complaint, or did Airbnb follow the story? You think Airbnb followed the story?
I imagine these, because I spoke about it on my podcast. I said I wanted to gas them, lock them in their house, gassed them, and watched them like paw at the windows like cats.
Very much like The Patriot. Have you seen that scene in The Patriot?
Yes, that's what I want.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I am removed from Airbnb, but I will set up my producer. We'll just set it up under his account, and I'll use VRBO. I don't give a shit. And,
wow.
I would, those ladies, watch your back.
Watch your back. Have the fans been harassing them? Do we know their profiles and shit?
Probably. I don't know what I don't know what people do. I don't know if they're sending messages. No, they had to go private on Instagram, and they had to, turn off comments on the page because they trashed me on a public forum, which is Airbnb. And I am just using my opportunity as a citizen of this country,
your voice,
to speak freely against these two lesbians who are not designers, not artists, not interesting. No. They are goofy bitches. And, we're locked in a war. And fuck Airbnb, too. And fuck Airbnb. They're not letting the terrorists stay in the Airbnbs that want to do the Civil War for the inauguration.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Got a king it or sing it, or maybe even a rip my drip for you. You decide. The 80s are coming back. That's why everyone's rocking these ridiculous ass sunglasses, right? So I got one for you. Brandon, you're all about that high fashion. That's why you stay rocking that romper, right? So how you feel about dudes bringing it back? Bringing back that men's crop top. Ooh. That half t-shirt hitter.
Hitter, baby.
Gang, buzz, buzz.
Ooh, crop top's tough.
What do you think on this, man? When you see this man, Tim, what do you think of this man?
He sucked dick for coke. Now, that's not a gay man, but he has sucked dick for a gram of cocaine. So that is the perfect outfit. On the segue, he says, "Hey, I'm not gay, but I will suck dick for coke in Virginia Beach." So if you're a businessman and you're at a convention somewhere in Virginia and you're staying at a hotel and you find yourself on a certain website at a certain hour of night, that guy's showing up to your hotel room, and you're going to get to suck this guy off, and you're going to give him $200, and he's going to leave, and he's going to go to fucking Waffle House and just fucking live. That's exactly what that guy's life is. And by the way, if it isn't, it should be, and it's tragic. It's sadder if he's not doing that.
This guy will give you a blowjob with his butthole. I know that. I'm going to tell you, speaking of Waffle House, I took my sister who I hadn't seen in a year and a half. We met up at Waffle House over the holidays. Yeah. And we sit in there. We have some coffee. We finally order. A woman comes over, a young woman of different dialect maybe. And she's like, ordered. She's like, "Can't you fucking see the chef quit a half hour ago?" We're like, fuck. No, we can't. We didn't notice that. It's Christmas Eve. We're sitting in here, and we're like, "Well, do you know when she's going to be back?" She'll be like, "Well, Tiffany's outside smoking, and she ain't fucking happy right now." Well, we'll wait. So we waited, bro. But anyway, yeah, this guy definitely looks like Postmates for his own. He looks like Postmates for his own semen. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. I mean, this is the definition of if that was your son.
Oh, dude.
If that was your son. Dude. Let me tell you right now.
Dude.
If that was your son and you had to look at that guy.
I'd rather him storm the Capitol.
I mean, the level of drunk you would have to be. I mean, just Down syndrome drunk. Like, can't even feel your spine drunk every time you see that man, that guy at Thanksgiving.
L5S what? I don't know, dude. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That guy, look, first of all, I think the guy's seemed like a nice guy. Beautiful young guy, obviously trying to get through college, trying to make it after college.
Maybe.
And,
yeah, there's no way.
I don't think so, Bubba.
He's never gone anywhere near a college.
Just count down the days to spring break.
Yeah, maybe best case he's in a technical school by the side of a highway. Best case, he's learning to be an air conditioning repairman at a technical school, which he hasn't showed up to in 2 weeks. And his mother has left cell phone messages saying, we're fucking paying for this.
We're paying for ITT Tech.
Yeah, Brett, we're paying for this. Are you doing okay? This is the type of guy that disappears for a year. He uploads song lyrics at 1 a.m. on Facebook. Then everyone's like, oh, he's in trouble. The comments on the page are like, where are you? He disappears for a year, and then he reemerges with a blurry photo of himself standing on a hill and a Bible quote. That's who this guy is.
That's his future.
Oh, man. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, definitely, man.
Oh, man.
Bro, this guy seems like he could get a job as a crystal ball at Richard Simmons' birthday party. That guy is not really doing too well. But he seems like a nice guy, man. And look, man, we're happy you sent in a video, bud.
Thanks for sending the video.
So we're kinging crop tops, it sounds like?
It's Sting.
Ooh, now that's a question.
Sting.
You think king it, Brendan?
No, Sting. No crop tops.
Well, pick one, man. Fucking pick one. There's only 2 of them.
I said Sting, bro.
Okay, I thought you said king. My bad, man. These speakers are bad.
Let's
Sorry, man.
Let's see what this guy has to say.
What up, Cats fam? Quick King of the Stinger for you. Ghosts at the Comedy Store. I'm currently watching the Ghost Adventures episode, and they're at the Comedy Store. So yeah, you guys ever had anything happen to you guys? But King of the Stinger. Gang, ghost.
Go on. You guys go first.
I will say in terms of just creepy things at the
you feel
Comedy
it right
Store,
away.
I felt like a weird, like a banshee. You know what a banshee is?
Yeah.
It's like an Irish, like
No, you
I
don't,
felt like
Brendan.
a weird, like feminine energy that was very like chaotic and bad and dark and evil.
That's
coming
Whitney.
down
That
the
was Whitney.
stairs one day, and it was Whitney Cummings. So that's. So you got to be very careful. That's what I'm saying.